The convenience store pilot I'm working on, there's a little behind the scenes knowledge. When I was working at Dunelm, I hated it. I absolutely hated working there. It was I would come in angry and I'd leave angrier, and the people there weren't like, I couldn't relate to them. We were all very different people, and we all kind of just secretly were like, yeah, we'll just live together. I'm not saying they're evil, I'm not saying they're bad, but they weren't the kind of people I'd hang out with or kind of be friends with. But then after a while, I would go to work and I needed to complain. I needed to just say, I'm not happy. I want to just let out some steam. And then I'd say, man, I'd write it down. Around the same time, I really started to get into to Kevin Smith's films. And if you didn't know who he is the director and writer of Clerks and Mallrats and all the Jay and Silent Bob films. And I thought, if I'm this angry, I wanted to write. I'd wanted to write it. And I was like, I'll write this, and I'll do this, and I'll do my own version of something. Why not? So, but then I quit Dunelm to go focus on college. I started skateboarding, and I started getting motivation. But I kept drawing everyone. I kept drawing the convenience store people, Eli and I think Kyle. And then I was like, I want to write something. How you can not be happy at a job. I want to talk about, I want to write that. I want to be like, man, when I was at work, I hated it. I had a lot of stories of stupid, annoying customers. I want to write that down. And then I was like, I want to talk about the burnout stuff. Because, someone who's really burnt out and just doesn't want to do anything, but you still have that little voice in the back of your head saying, hey, you got to keep doing this. And I also wanted, because I kept hanging out with my friends, I thought, this is what makes me happy the most, just being with friends. And then I'd start listening to podcasts, and I wasn't even friends with these people, but or even know them, but just hearing them laugh and smile made me kind of happy. And I was like, wait a minute, I could do this. And then I picked up my fine liner, and I drew a little picture of the character, and I thought, this is gonna be great. And but then I started wanting to add my I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, I'm quite a big geek. I love films, I love books, I love comics, I love manga, I love anime, I love games. I wanted to add them in, and I thought, well, these two people, if we're seeing them have outside of work friends, I need to see their personal lives. So I thought, perfect. I'll have them, be kind of half shadows of me, have them, because I wanted because when I was writing them originally, they were just full on, they were just empty beings. I started adding character to them. I had Eli, the short one, he was kind of more of the passer, I don't know, when I'm at home, I'm quite a different person to who I am outside. So I thought, I could finally show that off. I could have Eli, the short one, be a bit more nice and positive, and quite not much of a backbone. And then I could have Kyle, the tall one, who I think is me at home. When I just kind of look back at everything, why didn't I do that? Why am I? And then just kind of complain to myself. I was like, wait, I could just give him that. So then I can write from the perspective of if I'm outside, if I'm feeling kind of like Eli, I'll write down a note, and if I'm feeling kind of like Kyle at home, I'll write down a note, and then I'll fuse it together and make the dialogue for it. When I hang out with friends, I would write down some random stuff we said, some random things. I'd try to turn it in a way so it'd be a bit more related to everyone else. And then I decided to make some settings. I decided to incorporate more stuff I liked, with segments with the two people not in work, with them playing video. I decided to make Eli a comic, like a wannabe comic book artist, because at the time I was helping my friend with tracing for his webcomic, and that was fun. And I was like, this would be fun, just to do for a job. So I was like, oh wait, I could I could put that at Eli, because I like comics, and this is fun. And for Kyle, I'll have him be like a big video game fan, because that's what I am. I love video games, and that was the idea.